Now that we have covered 2 essays from the 7 essay types, that is agree or disagree and advantages or disadvantages essay. And if you haven't seen these videos, then you can open the playlist and watch the videos. Now out of 7, these are the essays that are left. And today we are going to cover advantages outweighs disadvantages essay. So here I have a simple question that says some experts believe that it is better for children to begin learning a foreign language at primary school rather than secondary school. Do the advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages? So we will follow our practice that we are going to decide how we are going to answer this essay. As discussed earlier, there are 2 ways that we can answer the IELTS Tasks 2 essay. We can either use 3 single idea body paragraphs, or we use 2 double idea body paragraphs. Maximum we can use 3 paragraphs, and sometimes we can use a mix of both. But the maximum number of body paragraphs that we use is 3. We need to select the appropriate paragraph for a given question. Here we will have an opening paragraph with 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage. We are going to discuss how, and then we are going to have 3 single idea body paragraphs, out of which 2 will be discussing the advantages and 1 will discuss the disadvantage, and then there will be a concluding paragraph. So before I start writing, I need to think of the 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage. Now, why I am asking you to think of the 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage, we need to look at the question. The question says, do the advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages? We can pick the opposite side as well. We can say no, the disadvantages actually outweighs the advantages. But if you look at the question that learning of foreign language at primary school is more beneficial, then yes, you can write more about the benefits of this. So I need to take one side, that is either advantages outweighs the disadvantages or disadvantages outweigh the advantages. If I am saying, say for example, I'm saying that advantages outweigh the disadvantages, so I need to write more about the advantages. So that is why I need to discuss 2 advantages, and I'll write only 1 disadvantage, and I need to mention the disadvantage. If I'll write only the advantages, the answer won't be complete, or if I write only the disadvantages, the answer won't be complete. Or if what I did in the advantages and disadvantages essay is I discuss 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages, if I discuss both of them equally, then also the answer would be wrong. So I need to think of 2 advantages and 1 disadvantage, because I am siding with the notion that advantages of this outweigh the disadvantage. So the next step is brainstorming, and I need to, before I write, I need to brainstorm the opening paragraph and then the linking words of body paragraph and closing or concluding paragraph. In other words, I need to decide the whole structure of the essay. And for the closing paragraph or concluding paragraph, I don't brainstorm it. If I have brainstormed the opening paragraph, I can simply paraphrase the opening paragraph. Now, looking at the question, 2 advantages that I have come up with are that it improves the cognitive function of the brain, and it will give the better grasp of the language. And the disadvantage that I could think of is children are overburdened. So let's write the opening paragraph or brainstorm the opening paragraph. So in this case, the opening paragraph will be paraphrased main idea, your opinion, and then the thesis statement. Thesis statement, that what are the ideas that you are going to discuss. So I'll be having 2 advantages and a disadvantage in the thesis statement. So let's just first paraphrase the main idea. In this question, the main idea is some experts believe that it is better for children to begin learning a foreign language at primary school rather than secondary school. And Paraphrasing is just simply explaining or formulating the given idea into your own words. I have paraphrased the main idea as it is believed by several specialists that teaching children a foreign language in primary school instead of secondary school is more preferable. So I have here paraphrased the main idea, and here I have also highlighted the vocabulary that I have changed. Although there are disadvantages of implementing this, in my opinion the advantages supersedes the disadvantages. So here I have first mentioned the disadvantages. That is why in my thesis statement I will be discussing the disadvantage first. Now the thesis statement. As discussed earlier, we need to give two advantages because we are siding with the side that says that advantages outweighs disadvantages. So that is how I have written the thesis statement. While learning a language at a young age may be overburdening for some children, that is, I have given the one disadvantage. At the same time, it gives a better grasp of the language and improves the cognitive function of the brain. Here you can see that I have used this while and at the same time. That is used to sometimes represent the two contrasting statements. Highlighting this because this holds value when you are writing. The linking words, connecting verbs, phrasal verbs, these all of these verbs or words have the value in IELTS writing. So the opening paragraph. Now the opening paragraph is the combination of paraphrase, main idea, your opinion, thesis statement. The reason I write the opening paragraphs and paragraph in parts is just to elaborate better or just to illustrate better. And obviously if you are writing, then you will be writing the opening paragraph in one go. You don't have this much time. Now the opening paragraph will be, it is believed by several specialists that teaching children a foreign language in primary school instead of secondary school is more preferable. This is my paraphrased main idea. Although there are disadvantages of implementing this, in my opinion the advantages supersedes the disadvantages. This is my opinion. And while learning a language at a young age may be overburdening for some children, at the same time it gives a better grasp of the language and improves the cognitive function of the brain. Now that we have written the opening paragraph, let's decide the whole structure of the essay. So deciding the whole structure, opening paragraph is now done. And the first single idea body paragraph, let's think of the linking word that I'm going to use for the first single idea body paragraph. I'm going to start it with to begin with. And then I will write moreover for the second one because I am discussing one side, two advantages. I'll discuss two advantages first. And then there is a third single idea body paragraph. And I'm going to start this one with however. The last is closing or concluding paragraph. You can see here that I have discussed advantages first, although I had given the disadvantage first in the opening paragraph. This doesn't matter, you can change the sequence, but if you want you can first write the disadvantages and then you can write the then you can write the two advantages. In that case you can change the linking words accordingly if you want. And now that we have brainstormed and decided the whole structure, we can start our writing. So for the single idea paragraph, I am going to do what? I'm going to introduce my idea. And for introducing my idea, I need to write at least two sentences for introducing my idea. And then I'll give an example that is the evidence for my idea, in support of my idea, you can say. And for giving an example, the common mistake is they start explaining the whole idea with the help of the example. No, you don't need to do that. You are just supposed to give a single line or one sentence in support of your idea. And the last thing is you need to conclude your paragraph. For conclusion, I just need a single sentence, not more. So in total, for a single idea paragraph, you have 5 sentences. We write this single idea paragraph while keeping in mind to avoid repetition of words. If you have already used some word, then avoid using the same word. Instead use a synonym, and or if you cannot come up with a synonym that perfectly fits the same situation, then try to change the word morphology. Say for example, if you have used something in the verb form, then try to use the noun of that form. or at least change the participle of the word. So, and stick to the idea introduced in introductory paragraph. In your body paragraphs or in your concluding paragraphs, never ever introduce anything that you have not written in your introductory paragraph or opening paragraph. And avoid using and also in a sentence. You can write and also only once in your essay. Instead, use the linking words like moreover, in addition, furthermore, without, etc. Use wide range of grammar, and this grammar range I'm going to discuss in the later videos. Now, writing the single idea paragraph. While keeping in mind the opening paragraph, we are keeping in mind the opening paragraph because we need to stick to the ideas that we have introduced in the. I have written this single idea body paragraph that to begin with, starting to acquire a second language gives a better chance to have a greater understanding of it. It is a well-known fact that as a child it is easier to pick new things. Furthermore, by the time children reach some secondary school, they will have grasped the basics of the language and will have so much time ahead to master it. For example, a renowned polyglot wrote in his biography that learning languages as a young boy gave him a head start and so much time to master them. In brief, pursuing new languages at a young age enhances the chances of becoming an expert on them. So here you can see that this is the idea introduction. Here I have used 3 sentences in all. Also 2 to 3 sentences are okay. And then this is the example, the evidence in support of my idea, and this is the conclusion. And this conclusion refer back to the idea that is introduced in the paragraph. So that is how you write a single idea paragraph. And from the whole structure, we have covered the opening paragraph, first single idea body paragraph that is started with to begin with, and then there will be second single idea body paragraph that I will start with furthermore, and then there will be a third single idea paragraph that I will start with however, and then there will be a concluding paragraph. I have taught you how to write a single idea body paragraph, so you can write rest of them by yourself. Now let's have a look at concluding or closing paragraph. So the easiest trick for writing a concluding paragraph is to just paraphrase the opening paragraph. And we start this concluding paragraph with these linking words, mostly summarize, to summarize, in a nutshell, in conclusion, etc. So paraphrasing the opening paragraph, I have written to summarize, starting secondary language teaching in primary schools as opposed to secondary schools will subsequently aid schoolgoers in acquiring the language and enhance the abilities of the brain. However, it will be burdensome for a few. In my opinion, the benefits of practicing the aforementioned are far more substantial and superior than the drawbacks. Now here I have left the main idea. I haven't paraphrased the main idea. I have directly paraphrased my opinion and then I have paraphrased my thesis statement. But that's okay. In this case, it is okay that you skip the main idea. And while you are writing the concluding paragraph, it is okay if you conclude with your paraphrased thesis statement and your opinion. And the most important in this concluding paragraph is your opinion. So that is how we write advantages outweigh disadvantages essay. If you found it useful, kindly share it with the one who will also find it useful.